Mr. Zuckerman, did you wonder at all during the years of 1938 to 1945 where the rest of the world was in terms of their silence?
I'll be honest with you, I did not really comprehend this whole thing, to think that somebody's going to come and rescue us and talk for us. And I could not tell you that. I really was too young. Like I told you, I was preoccupied with my studies, and that was my life. I ran to from 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and sometimes 11 o'clock at night. I was preoccupied with my studies. And I really did not, I knew that I had an aunt in Vienna, my mother's sister, and I knew that she had problems because we were sending her packages, food packages, from Krakow. But somehow she survived. She got to London, and she did survive the war. I met her after the war. But personally, myself, I did not know that someone can come and put an end to the whole thing for us. I really did not know that.
We were talking about the DP camps.
Yeah.
How many years did you spend in the DP camp?
I spent DP camp from 1945, from May 1945 till May 1949. May 29, 1949, I came to this country.
What were you feeling during those years in the DP camp?
Well, we never talked about it. We had, once a year, we had a commemoration, what you call, but it was very calm, it was no crying, no, we even erected, we put a monument there, a stone. I think now the stone lays in Yad Vashem, in Bindemichel, in that DP camp. But we never, it was very, very calm. I mean, we marched with placards in the town, Linz, speeches, and memorial prayers, the Kean Rachman, but it was not emotional at the beginning. I think what it was is, like I said, we were young, and the hurt wasn't so great. But as you get older, it starts to hurt. As you get older, it hurts. The hurt comes,
Were there religious?
You start asking questions. Why?
Mm-hmm. Were there religious services in the DP camp?
Yes, sure. We had religious services. We had a rabbi there. We had a chaplain. Unfortunately, he got killed in a car accident. So we had another one. Then we had an Orthodox rabbi who is, as a matter of fact, in this country. He married everybody off in camp, in the DP camp. He's now in Borough Park. And we see him. We support him. We see him. We erected a shul for him, a little shtibel. So, very nice man. A very nice man. He understood the people, because I think he himself was a victim of the Holocaust. So he understood that we weren't observant as we should be, and he didn't pay too much attention to that,
During the years in the DP camp, did the Allied officials question you about what had happened under German occupation?
No. I think we gave a little history when we applied for citizenship. And that was all. That was all. We never, I was never questioned. We had Wiesenthal was in our camp, in Bindemichel, and we had all kind of, but really, like I say, the memorials and the anniversaries were very low-key. We really didn't pay too much attention in the camps for it. Yeah.
And how did you happen to come to the United States?
Like I say, I applied for the, when they registered us, when they had the registration for the United States, I registered just like everyone else did. And my wife's mother, who is since gone, had three sisters here in the United States. And they helped out too. You know, I think they sent affidavits. But we really came to the highest, the help of the highest here.
So Highest did, in fact.
Yeah, highest did the whole work to bring the Jews here.
Did you have any thoughts of going to Palestine at the time?
No, not really, not really. I wanted to go because, you know, like my wife's family was here, and you look for family in a way, so we came here.
And you came directly to New Jersey?
I came directly to New Jersey because we came to my wife's mother's sister, an aunt, who lived in Passaic, lives in Passaic. She still lives in Passaic. We came to her house for a few days, and then we got an apartment in Newark, and we moved to our own apartment with her mother and father at that time.
Uh-huh. And what occupation did you enter into when you came?
Well, in the beginning, I worked in a factory for a while, in a cloak factory. And then, you know, in the beginning when we came here, we kept close touch with the people from camp, from the DP camp. So you know, the friends, you know, we used to come there, they used to come to us, and everyone was searching for a way to make a living. And somehow one came up with the idea that we should go into the construction business. And we didn't know much about it, but there were a lot of people who helped us because we had the language barrier, and the reading and writing in English was a little hard, but we, how do you say, we
persevered?
Persevered, right. We persevered, and thank God we became very successful. The first thing we did is when we got these, went into the business, to the building business, we got these subdivisions to build streets and houses. We remembered Schindler. Even though we didn't know where he was, we met him after the war. He was in Mindermichel a couple times, but then sort of we lost contact. We didn't know where he was. So the first thing we did, we named streets after him. And we did that in many, many towns. Today, I think about, I would say a dozen streets are named in New Jersey after Schindler. And later on, he came here in 1957 for the first time, and we met him, and we took him to the streets to show him, and he was like a little baby when he saw his names on the streets. And he was very, very grateful. He was a man who devoted his life really to humanity. He was not interested in business or in money. He always used to come here, and he used to count his children. He says, these are my children are his children. Because what he did to us, you know, what he did, he saved us. That gave him give us a chance to have a family, and he called him meine Kinder, you know. He was a very humble man, and too bad that he died that young. We also did arrange for him to have a scholarship in Schindler's name and at Hebrew University, because he was very, very involved with Hebrew University. He loved Israel. He used to come there, have 6 months out of the year. He used to be in Israel. So we did that for him, and we're very, very proud of it that we did it. And me and my associates really worked on it, and it's going on today.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And
how did the experience of the Holocaust affect your view of America? When you came to America?
when we came to America, I tell you, we were, like I say, we were busy. You know, I came here with my daughter. My daughter was born in the DP camp. So she was 6 weeks old when we came here. In the beginning, we were like I say, we did not, one thing, we were very proud people. We did not ask for charity or for the way of life that in Europe, the way we had it, was you should do everything on your own. You shouldn't be dependent on other people. That was the way we were raised. You know, you have to do it yourself, whether through education or through any other way, but you have to do it yourself. So we came here, we were poor. I mean, but it didn't bother us. We were, like I said, we were very happy. We lived, whatever I make, we lived on, and it was fine, you know. And somehow God helped us. Thank God we became successful, only through hard work, but became successful. So we didn't talk about this whole thing. We never spoke. We couldn't talk to our children, first of all. They were young. They were preoccupied with making a living. So we never somehow spoke about the past. Until really when the children got really older and really could begin to understand, wanted to know, you know, we started to talk to them. But not in a grand land, you know, in bits and pieces, Today, you know, like I say, the hurt is much greater now than it was when we were young. Maybe because you put your mind to thought a little bit more, you know. So we tell the kids, we try to tell them, they're creating a lot of organizations to talk about it, to give it to the tell it to the second generations, because it's something that must be told, it must be remembered, because it happened in our lifetime. It did not happen 2,000 years ago that you read something, and so you have to devote your life really and say this is our first priority, is that something like that should never happen, not only to the Jews, to anybody. You know, that one person can get up and everybody would thought he was a prankster or what's in, and it could develop into such a tragedy, so I hope, you know, we live in a free country, and that people will cherish their freedom and just watch out for some guy or woman or man or woman, whoever gets up there and is preaching bigotry or whatever, that you should be stopped. They should be right then and there. They shouldn't be allowed to continue to stopped in every way, which way, you know. And of course, you know, we have an Israel, so that we have somebody to watch over us in a way, you know.
So you had then said that was essentially the lesson of the Holocaust to be carried over.
Oh, absolutely, to be carried over, and that's what's happening now. The people are finally talking, they're finally saying some things. You know, before, like I say, we could not talk, and it came, sometimes we gather, we always get in on the subject of what happened to us, but somehow we talked for a few minutes. I said, let's get off the subject. And today, you know, it's always going to be with us because it's like I said before, because of that mystery that's in our mind, that nobody knows where the loved ones are, you know, what happened, how did it happen, maybe they're somewhere, you know, it's this mystery that keeps talking, which keep talking about it, talking and talking. And everyone has his own story, and it's a story without an end. It's things that happen that the human mind is absolutely unable to understand. The way people got killed, the way people got murdered, the way people got, you know, saved. You know,
I assume you went to the recent meeting in Washington of the
Yes,
Holocaust Resource?
yes, I went to the Washington meeting, which was very, very beautiful because we got together. You know, although we it's not family, but we feel sort of. This is your family. You know, this is your.
Did you find people there that you had not seen?
I found a couple of people that I didn't see since the DP camp. You know, from the camp I found a couple of people. Not too many, but you know, it was very, very, very interesting, a very good experience. And, like I say, we got it together, you know. It's,
the next gathering is going to be in Sweden? No,
that's what they say. In Denmark.
In Denmark.
What they say, yeah, that's what they say next gathering. Denmark, but it's not going to be any more emotional gathering. It's going to be a happy gathering. That's what they want to do, you know. I guess they want to honor the people in Denmark for what they did for the Jews during the Hitler era.
You mentioned before to me during a private conversation that you were planning to go back to Poland.
Yes. What I want to do, I'm going back because my wife was hiding by Polish people for over 2 years. And they were by a widow who her husband built a double wall in the barn. They were supposed to go in there originally for a few days. I guess my father had a vision not to go to the plaza when they called him. So he went to this woman instead because they used to have a grocery store, and the woman used to come in there and buy. So he went there and says, "Can you keep us for a few days?" And from the few days became over 2 years. So supposedly he built a double wall in the barn, and they were sitting on the attic, you know, during when it was okay. But when they saw something not okay, they had to slide down to the wall. And I'm taking my son because I really want to show him that. You know, I want to show him where his mother was hiding, and she wants to see it too again. And I want to show him where I was born, what Krakow was before the war. I think it's important.
Sure. Have you had any contact with this?
Oh yeah, sure. As a matter of fact, she got awarded a medal in Yad Vashem, and they put a tree up for the Righteous Alley for her mother. For what she did, I took care of that.
When you came to New Jersey,
Yeah.
You were well received by the Jewish community in New Jersey.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I say, we were already back to civilization, so I went to Davin, you know, to the shul, and it was nice, you know.
Was there like a culture shock, so to speak, when you came to the United
it was a
States?
very big shock. The first few weeks I wasn't myself. I was really in shock because I came from a little nothing, you know, to this tremendous metropolis that I haven't seen all my life. I mean, I saw Krakow, but what I know from Krakow is, like I told you, I got up in the morning, went from my house to the Stiebel. From the Stiebel, I went to the Talmud Torah. From the Talmud Torah, I went home. That was my whole goings on in Krakow, you know. So when I came here, it was a shock. It took a while for me to get into the groove, what you call. Yeah.
Are there any other thoughts that you'd like to share about?
Well, any other thoughts? We, like I said, we raised a family. Thank God. I had 2 daughters. They're both married, and I have a son who is not married yet. My one daughter, her name is husband's. Her name is Sklar. Her husband works for the firm. In the firm, he's an associate. And my other daughter, Ruth, is. My first daughter's name is Anne Sklar. My other daughter's Ruth Katz. Her husband is an attorney, and he works also for the firm. He's an associate in the firm. And my son is also associated with the business. And thank God we run a pretty nice life. We have one daughter has 2 children, a boy and a girl, Anne, and my Ruth and Stephen Katz have also 2 children, 2 girls. And we're very happy, very grateful that we could build a new family, you know.
Okay. I want to thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For spending the time today and talking.
All right, thank you.
And I appreciate it very much, and your contribution is of the utmost importance.
Thank you very much. I hope it's...
Thank you.
Thank you.